So yeah, hello everyone, welcome, we're going to do this now. I'm gonna talk a little bit about my conventions in 2025. Let's just start with the first one, which is not even the full convention. The first convention is AniMarket, which is just like a small, one-day event. I think it's like 6 hours. And I have started to only take one table at these little events, mainly because it's not worth it having a big setup because like you only have like an hour or something to build everything. I don't like the stress. Like I just had a small selection of my stickers and everything, and to be honest, these little events are always super fun. Yeah, I only have these 2 photos and they're basically the same. And I think my next event already was Dokomi. It's like compared to the other table, this one is a big booth. Look at this shit, I always go for the big professional booths, and I'll be there next year again because it's my favorite convention ever. I kind of want to reduce my collection of prints, just because they're like heavy to carry and they're not the most popular. You know the most popular item? People prefer to buy the small shit, you know, stickers and acrylic chains. It's sad because there's like a lot of designs here that I still love a lot. But, you know, I need to switch up things every now and then. And I think it's time for some of these designs to retire and get replaced by other stuff. This is a wall of stickers that I always have at Dokomi. I might reduce these as well and have instead more of the bigger vinyl stickers. There's some collections that are just too old already, like those Super Mario crabs. I've been having them since 2018 or something and I need to replace them. Also, I feel like that VTuber merchandise hasn't been as popular this year. Things like Doki birds have been very bad sellers. People are not interested in her anymore. Am I missing something? But like the one that's still important is Iron Mouse. She's very popular, as well as Shy Lily. And people often just prefer to buy my own merchandise. She committed war crimes in Somalia. Damn, I knew it. But yeah, this is usually the biggest booth I have in the year, because I feel like it's also the only convention where it's worth it if I go all in. It has like the biggest international audience and I had people from all over the world visit my table. I also had someone come to my table and told me that they love my content and my videos and that they're from Japan. I'm like, what? That's crazy, that's how far my videos have been reaching people. I love it, I'm so glad that, at least once a year at Dokomi, which you know is one of the biggest convention in Europe, I am able to meet a lot of you guys. Reminds me about how many of you guys are actually out there, how big the antenna army is, and seeing the people in person is just really nice. It's like no comparison to whatever small numbers I draw on my streams, because like at conventions like these, it's like 100 plus people buying my merchandise. I don't want to brag, but, as a VTuber, being able to sell your own merchandise in person, that you made yourself, and be successful with it is absolutely wild. I will say that I guess most VTubers are not able to do that. This just proves to me that I'm doing something right. So guys, listen to me become a stupid anime boy on the internet and stonks. The next one was a very interesting place, which absolutely surprised me. It was an eSports festival in Vienna, and I had like my expectations for this were very low, but oh boy! It went well. It went surprisingly well. I was very happy with it. Like the only thing that was a bit shit was the lack of ventilation. Like we were in the 2nd floor, I think, and there was no air conditioning anything, and it was pretty hot in there. Like the other halls all had air conditioning. I don't know why this one hasn't, but other than that it was really fun. I also just walking around and buying a fuck ton of Pokemon cards because there was like a little card show. And then this is absolutely funny because we're going to Austria's biggest anime convention, and this was actually at the same venue as the eSports festival, but the artists were in a different, bigger hole. There were much more artists and we had air conditioning, even though it was a bit too much because it was super cold. I don't think they can fix it from what I know, because that's just how it is in this venue, but for next time, I'm just gonna bring me a jacket. But that's like my only complaint, you know, other than maybe the convention could have a bit more variety in their programming. But you know what, I can't complain, it's been a smooth experience. And also there was like this 50 fan art, 50 original rule, so I had to add more original stuff to my assortment, so I remade my Nom Nom fairies, which I only had at this convention this year because at any other convention it just was not worth it bringing them, but I might pack them into little blind bags for next year so I can bring them with me. But having this whole display is just too much, it takes too much space. For original stuff I will probably just focus on my stuff and everything that belongs to it, like the bunny robots and the other androids. I think I'm gonna do much more designs of them next year. I really want the bunnies to be more popular. I want people to know their names and everything and collect them and just love them because there's one for everyone. I have these mascots since 2015 or something. They are babies, my silly little pieces of shit. Okay, the next convention. Yeah, that was Berlin. I don't want to talk about Berlin. I talked about it enough. This was the shittiest convention I ever had in the shittiest city I've ever been. Oh my god, I talked about it a lot. Shitty public transport. The convention was dead. All the artists had the same experience and even the food vendors made horrible sales. It was very boring. Very dready. I lost my fucking mind there. That was a shit con. I still had a peak table design. I already brought not too much with me and it was still too much because I just barely made any sales. Moving on from this fucking shit convention to the next shit convention. This was actually my solo table only with Lyro stuff. So I was at this 3-day convention which is I think the second biggest in Austria. But it was fun. I made good money just alone with merchandise of myself as you can see, it was Lyro only. And that is cool that I can pull that off. But I'm not going to table there anymore. And maybe you can see it here. But the main stage was right behind me. And it was very loud. Whoever is responsible for the sound is absolutely shit. Also this is advertised as an anime convention but there was more K-pop on the stage than anime. That sucked a lot. And this convention is notorious for having very bad air ventilation at the venue. The venue itself is just absolute abysmal. I'm already not applying to the artist alley for many years there because I had my issues with them and I do not agree with a lot of things that happen there and how they are handled. So I also don't recommend people tabling there unless they want to suffocate or get ear damage, because the artist alley is just a hallway behind the main stage. A narrow hallway where people barely are able to squeeze through. And there's a lot of people, and you are constantly bombarded with the main stage noise, and you can't even have proper talks to your customers because you will not be able to hear anything. It's such a fucking shit show. I will never be there again. Fuck this, and the organizers are assholes. Anyways, next convention. This was one of my highlights this year. I have no idea what was going on with this year's Vienna Comic Con, but it was crazy. Usually this is a pretty slow convention. You know it's not bad. But holy shit, that Saturday was crazy full. I had a lot of fun at this convention. It was a bit cold because I was sitting next to the entrance. We had -2 degrees Celsius outside. This was my table at Vienna Comic Con. I think this is my favorite table so far, other than Dokomi. And also started doing more of the self-serve which I would probably switch to 100%. It means I have more work by having to pack everything. I think this was the first convention this year where I actually was able to take some time and stroll through the artist alley on my own and buy some stuff. I mean, in Berlin I also would have had enough time. But I was just so fucking tired and done. I just wanted to go home. But here I took my time. There were about 300 artists and it was really fun. Lots of cool people. And then last weekend was my final convention, which was Con Stuttgart. And this also was surprisingly good. The income was good but it wasn't. It didn't blow me away. But what was good was that the whole experience was very smooth. I mean the Sunday was really slow, but still I was able to get rid of some leftover stock and I'm happy with that. The tables were a bit smaller. The debt was just 50 centimeters. So putting all of this on here actually surprisingly worked well. As you can see I have here a complete self-serve setup. And I think that worked really well. Every now and then I had to get up and refill everything. But other than that, I like it. What can I say about Stuttgart? It has good public transport, if we ignore the fact that the main train station is an absolute construction mess. But even though it was a mess, at least there were signs and everything. There was a line on the floor that brought you all around the train station to the metro and stuff. We just had to roll our suitcases for 15 minutes. My arms hurt for at least 5 days. But I also had lots of fun. It was just me and Nessie this time. Yeah, Like the first thing we did when we came to the hotel, and then walked into the shopping center, was buying Pokemon cards. I am a fucking loser. Oh my god, what was even more crazy? So at the convention, in the hall where the artist Ellie was located, there was also a card show. Are they fucking crazy? And yes, I bought cards in the tiny cute plush that I love so much. But yeah, that was it guys. That was my final convention for 2025 and I am now officially on winter break. But for now I want to take it easy. But I also want to do more streams because now I got the time for it. So I hope I can do some cozy hangouts here in December and January. Like the whole winter, I guess. I'm not even celebrating Christmas this year. I'm hiding in my hole. I'm very tired of this year.